Hey everybody, welcome back to Dan Has Fun with me, Daniel, doing some more Bologna and Europa Universalis 4. I nearly tried to say the full word and the shorthand at the same time, and I don't know what sound that would have made. But yeah, this episode, I thought about it. There wasn't really much to think about. We're totally going to go to war with Venice, and even if it brings in Castile. It's fun. So we're going to do it. Now, really, the only sticking point here could be how dumb is the AI going to be? We will see. So, we've already moved our navy into shore so that we didn't do a dumb thing. Now I can go back to saying protect trade, but only when we're not at war, just in case I forget. And we're clearly going to go for the war goal immediately. We're not going to give Genoa to Milan, but for now I'm going to tell them to try and siege it, because I would quite like to kick Genoa out of the war pretty early. We don't have to worry about Genoa being over here anymore because the Ottomans ate that, which I guess is a good and a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. And we're going to go and siege Treviso. It is a level 2 fort on a hill, so it's going to take a little bit of time, but at least now we have artillery. So we're going to get a +1 bonus on our siege, which is awesome. They also, if they do attack us, we're going to keep an eye out for it. What we should do, though, now we do, I thought about this last episode too, now that we do have the ability to have up to 15 units, even though they absolutely stink in combat, I want to get a couple more cannons if I can, so that I can make the siege go from a +1 to a +2, because you need 4 artillery to do that, and I already have 2, so that, I think, would be a wise idea. Enemy invasion. Yeah, that's just Venice going to move their troops straight onto potentially land. Although they're going to the right. They're going to the east, not the west. So I don't know where they're going. Anyway, we don't really care right now. What I am going to do is use this diplomat just for now for threatening countries. Correct, you went to the Ottoman Empire. That is the right answer. It is pretty terrifying. So who are we going to be at war with here? So Silly should be an easy one to take out super quickly. The Knights are going to be irrelevant. That's a big stack of troops, so we're going to say to people, happily join my stack. If we can have Castile's troops over here, if we can smash theirs up, it might increase the liberty desire of the vassals enough, or the junior partners, I guess, to not get involved, but you never know. Spend money for military power? Yeah, that's not a bad trade. It's going to take them a long time to siege that. Even though they're going to have an army, you know, like the navy there, it's still going to take them quite a long time. Because they don't have any artillery between them, which is interesting. Get our cannons over there so we can get the extra tick on for sieging. And we got there just in time for that tick too, which is nice. Oh, that's good. Bohemia actually is the one doing the sieging of Friuli, so maybe they will assign it to us. That would be awesome. Man, I wish that fort was on a terrain less hospitable than it is. It would have made life a lot easier. Yeah, they gave it to us. That's awesome. I appreciate that, Bohemia. I appreciate that a lot. So what's going to be the general plan here? Oh, our diplomat died. I know last episode we talked about him being an oldie, and he kicked the bucket. We're going to replace him with another Diplo rep guy. That works for me. More money? Sure. I am going to lose money during the war because I'm going to get looted, I'm sure, in a few different places. But that's why we didn't spend all of our Wonga. So we had a nice buffer just in case. They're going to siege Corsica, that's just inevitable. And I'm not even going to fight them on it. There's no point. I have no way of defending that, given, you know, they have probably 100 ships between them. I have 10. So we're not even going to try. Not that we need to. If they want to spend time wasting to go and do that, though, I'm okay, because if they stay over there, it'll keep their troops split up. And the other nice thing about this is, let's say another nation gets bold and attacks me while this is all going on. We still have Poland as a defensive ally who is not in any war. So we should be protected with them as well. Fingers crossed. Wonder if you can hear that very stretchy cat in the background. Living the hard life, sleeping on top of his new cat castle. Living the dream. Man, cats are lucky. Oh, to be a cat. We're gonna leave our diplomat available again now. I think we'll be able to get Silly out pretty soon. I'm just gonna take money off them. Don't need anything else. They're a one province minor. I don't really want to feed them to Austria, because if Austria gets too strong, we're never going to be able to deal with them. Okay, that siege is done. Fantastic. So, how many troops did Bohemia connect to me? About 10,000. So, there's 25-ish thousand in this stack. We can't attack Venezia because of the naval blockade. So they could walk across, but if they try and de-siege it, they're the defender. We're the defender, they're the attacker, rather, so they would get the penalty. That's a farmland. That is also a farmland. If I start heading this way, will other armies follow me? Oh, they actually... That was interesting. They assaulted it. Did you see the guy with his spear? Or his, Landsknecht pipe, his pike out there? Or I guess it's a halberd here. I don't know. Words. Words are hard. We're not going to give that to Austria. We don't need to, but we are going to take war reps. And just take a look. Take as much money as they'll give. That's fine. I was going to say we might want to wait for them to catch up, but honestly, I'd rather not run the risk of them winning the siege before they arrive, and it could happen. Okay, so combat stats, just so I know for the future. They have fractionally more tactics than we do, by 0.06. Small, but not insubstantial. We have better morale, though, so we should hang around. And we have cannons. And yes, the cannons kind of suck in combat right now, but we should be doing more damage to them as a result. This, however, is not so good. They're going to arrive on the 18th. They are going to take way longer than that. So I'm going to wait, for Bohemia to split. And then we're going to join. It did force them to stop sieging in Milan, though. So that's not all bad news. I would quite like if Austria would come back, though. That would be nice. If I say siege that instead of Milan, will you come back? Maybe? I'd rather not have to have this sieged out before they'll come and help me de-siege. But that might be what ends up happening here. Because, yeah, they have 40,000 troops. We can't deal with 40,000 troops by ourselves. And that's a dangerous... Going for this hill city might be a little bit dangerous at the moment. Yeah, I'm going to wait just for now. You gain morale faster when you're in your own lands. We did lose that siege. And I'm hoping that what that means... Oh, actually, we should... Yeah, we're going to actually attack Venice. I'm hoping that these stacks join in. They should. Oh, they're going to run away in time anyway. That's fine. I'm okay with this. We need to try and get some type of stack over here, though, guys. Come on. Come on, AI. Where are they trying to go? Oh, they're trying to siege Venice out over here. Where else are they going to try and potentially go? Because they're not going to come over to mainland Spain. That makes no sense. But I don't really understand why they're not following me over here. How many soldiers are in Lucca right now? 380. We're going to spend 48 military points just to blast open the walls to speed this siege up. I'm almost tempted to run in. I am going to. You do lose a lot of troops when you do that, but because they only took our location out so recently, they hadn't really had chance to reinforce the garrison properly. How many troops do we have in this stack now? So we have, of mine, about 14,000, and we have about 8,000 Austrians, and there's going to be 10,000 Milanese there. I'm going to see if they will be tempted to come with me. Again, this is a farmland, right? Yeah, so they're not going to get a penalty. I'm going to wait one province away because I want to see what they'll do. And I want to see if Austria attacks Castile. They did not. So then what we want to do is we want to wait, because I want to see if Austria is where they go. Okay, they're coming this way. So we're going to wait. I don't actually mind if they siege that out, because there's nothing there for them to siege. And now we're going to go in, because Austria will join in with me. Yes, Castile will come and defend, but now we're going to have the number advantage. And unless Castile has absolutely fantastic war stats I don't know about, we should have slightly better numbers. This is going to be a bit of a bloodbath, but it's a bloodbath we should win. Although we were going to lose until Milan got in. Yeah, that's a lot of troops that got lost. Should we siege Genoa so we can get Genoa out of this war? How many troops do they even have? 3,000. They don't have a lot. But if we can get them out, then they can't just land over here with impunity. We do have a mission completed, apparently. Merchant Princes. How did we accomplish it? We have more than 33% trade power in our home node. The reward for that's kind of poopy, but we're just going to complete it, because we did. Go us. We want to get another royal marriage with Bohemia, please. Thank you very much. They don't have enough troops over there for that to have been of any concern. So that's fine. And we're going to try and siege Genoa out of this war. Aragon is over with Venezia, which is interesting. Where are you landing? Nowhere important. Okay. Then that is fine with me. Oh, Muscovy is going to attack Lithuania. Yeah, because Lithuania and Poland didn't merge in this game. And they're not even allied. That's going to be dangerous for the future. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Because normally the counterbalance to Muscovy getting too strong is to have Poland, Lithuania, Commonwealth. But that clearly isn't going to happen here, so we're going to keep an eye on it. They actually gave Corsica's siege to Genoa. Interesting. That will mean when I piece Genoa out, they'll have to siege this again. I mean, they will. They've got a stack of units on it, but that's interesting. Mantua has rebels. Naples is going to actually land units on the mainland. Good for them. Where's the defending stack of troops? They must all be in Naples. What is there? Well, they're only at 12.5% Liberty Desire. Oh, and our general just died. Yippee. We won't be able to put him on another stack yet. But let's get... Oh my lord, I'm going to recruit one more. Oh dear God. These leaders absolutely stink. We're not going to recruit another one. I don't want to spend more military points. Actually, how many years away are we? 6. How many points are we getting at 13? Okay. We can afford to go for one more roll. Okay, that's better. Wouldn't have a siege pip on him, but at least he has some blooming combat strength. Yikes. Oh, what? Just out of curiosity, how many pips was I meant to be getting on average? I didn't mean to click it again. Between 3 and 9 pips as base. Wow, I rolled some dog poop when it comes to the rolls there. Bohemia is probably going to go down and annoy Naples themselves. I really don't care if this gets besieged. We're not looking for it anyway. Is anybody able to be pieced out yet? Probably not, because nobody's got low war enthusiasm. We should be able to siege Genoa out any time now, though. There we go, round Q. Okay, these guys I'm sure will piece out, because yeah, we have 99%. Now, I could take this land off them, but as you will see, if we take their provinces, yeah, we get problems. So we're not going to do that right now. We could go for a vassal, which is hilarious, but no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to humiliate them, get some war reparations. We can pillage them if we want to. It's only 6 aggressive expansion, so we'll do that. And then send demand. That will mean they can't declare on us for quite a long time. It also means that, yes, Castile will probably re-siege Corsica, but they're going to have to leave the island, go back to where they came from. Yeah, I know how that sounds, but it is what it is. And then come back, theoretically. Nope, they didn't get black flagged. Why did they not get black flagged? I thought they would, but apparently I am wrong. We also have too many diplomatic points, so we should actually spend some in development. I'd really rather not do that, though, right now, while we're getting a penalty on it. So I'm just going to do development once, just so I don't end up hitting the cap. That costs 74. What's the bonus on it? 114%. Okay, we'll do that. That'll give us like another 6 in-game months to try and get our equilibrium at least at 30. We have exiled armies, which makes sense. And our army is... Well, here's the thing. I want to go down to Naples, but at the same time, I don't want them to have the ability to get their troops off this landmass. So I'm actually just going to park in Treviso. Yeah, it means our war score contribution is going to be lower. But I still think it's the right thing to do. I also don't know where Castile's troops are going to come from. They could come from the mainland. They could come from Naples. Or they could come on ships. We really don't know. The new generation. This is a pretty good event, if memory serves. So, we can either get a skill 2 army reformer that's cheaper, a skill 2 commandant, or a skill 2 master recruiter. I do not remember... Actually, these are all military advisors, aren't they? Yeah, we don't really need any of them, as sad as that is. I'm pretty sure they're all... Yeah. Commandancy discipline guy, so I was right. That is probably the most useful one. But right now, I'm using the benefit of the land force modifier guy, so we're not going to hire him. At least not yet. Yeah, now they gave the siege to Venice because Genoa is no longer in the war. They can stay there as long as they like. That has worked out already. That's paid dividends. Just in terms of the AI getting distracted. That doesn't matter. Mantua can't do anything to us anyway. We are actually getting attritioned. What's the supply limit here? Enough where it's causing problems, so I'm going to sit in the province next to it. 2 mercantilism or 60 military power? Both fantastic options. Now, if you were to increase your mercantilism manually, that would be worth, what, 200? But military right now is far more useful. Because we are going to be a little bit behind, and we're still getting ideas from that group, and I feel like that's a better investment. They are getting more and more troops in Venezia, and they can't do anything with them. Okay, Austria's finally moving away from that province, so I'm going to sit there instead. That's fine with me. Anybody else willing to peace out yet? Nope. And I doubt... Yeah, we're never going to get down to the Knights. Venice just has too many boats here. And the fact that, you know, of all the European powers, we're against the group that have probably the most ships. We're just going to eat the prestige hit. That's fine. We're going to get prestige from this war anyway, so it's not a big deal. There's a stack of Castilian troops. But it looks like Austria's already on it, so I don't have to worry. They're going to try and siege the capital of Bohemia. Good luck to you, I would say. Why are we still being attrition? How many troops are they holding here? Oh, you know why? It's because I haven't put my leader on. He only has 1 point, though. of maneuver, but maneuver does help reduce attrition. So they will certainly help. We don't need to have people attached to us right now, though, so we're going to let Bohemia's troops go. My hope was they would go north and try and de-siege this, but apparently that's not what they're doing. We'll wait a moment and see what they plan on doing. If they want to go down and siege Naples, I guess that's fine too, but that's not really what they should be doing. I'm hoping this like stack of 27,000 Austrians would take this out, but it looks like they're not doing that either. What are they doing? AI is doing AI things. I can probably get away with doing this as well, and having a chance to get the next tech level for military in time. Cheaper re-elections and more supply modifier, so that should reduce our chance of being attritioned. They're really slowly sieging that. They don't have any siege pips and they don't have any cannons, so that would explain it, but they're being very, very slow. Albania is being attacked again by the Ottomans, not a huge surprise there. Yeah, Bohemia is now sieging Naples. And Milan did claim Brescia, but I don't care. We're not going to be taking that. That's alright. Not a big deal. Ottomans are at war with Venice again. Not that they're going to have much to deal with here. They've pretty much already been splattered, unless the Ottomans want to try and throw some ships up there, you know, Adriatic here, but I don't see it happening. They do have 42 ships. They have more than Venice. It's just, you know, I'm not going to be able to break through that. Even if I had the Ottoman fleet, I'm dealing with far more than just Venice, right? It is weird, though, that Castile's still just sitting its troops here, not doing anything with 11,000 of them. I can't believe they haven't dealt with this. We're going to have to, aren't we? Okay, let's go deal with that stack. I don't want this to happen because that's going to free this up. So I guess we'll do that. And we'll attack Aragon and deal with their stack of troops first before going up and dealing with the siege in Bohemia. I'm surprised Aragon's troops moved and then Venice just went, nah, it's good. They didn't defend them at all. Which is weird. We're nearly up to the cap on points again. I guess we're going to have to do a bit more developing. Actually, yeah, we're not on the expensive side now, so we can do this. Our traders don't hate us, so we don't get that 7.5% penalty anymore. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but really any discount you can get on an investment with Monarch points is typically worth doing. We don't get quite the same return on that one. What about... So this is only 9 right now for development. And it is producing paper. I didn't think we had a paper producing state, but that is actually pretty helpful because it has bonus money. Remember from the event from the Mamluks? So we're going to pump a few points into that. That's now maxed out as well. Salt is also worth a reasonable amount, so we might just put a little bit in that too. Okay, we shouldn't get that pop-up for a while. And we should be making some significantly more bank next turn. And we're going to have to go deal with this siege, I guess. And I'll be jump cutting. Give me just a second. When I came back, I thought that said Keurig. Maybe I just need more caffeine. Anyway, I'm back from the jump cut. It should have been fairly seamless for your viewing pleasure. But I had to go deal with a dog. Hopefully, by the time this video comes out, one of our dogs will no longer be in heat. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to hear 1,000 dog barks in the background. So I went to go let them in the garden for a bit. Go back and get them in a bit. We got there in time before that siege got completed. That's fantastic. And that stack of Castilian troops... They didn't actually lose that much in the way of numbers. But either way, at least we were able to stop them from doing the siege. And they're probably running away quite a long distance. So we're going to go back and make sure they don't complete de-sieging of the war goal, because that would be very frustrating. How many points are we getting based on that right now? We are getting 12, and we can get another 13. Okay, so we're making progress. Naples is starting to get sieged out. Awesome. And we should have enough troops in there easily to deal with Aragon. They'll probably run away, honestly, before we get there. At least that's what they should do. I don't see any other big troop stacks that could come in and ruin our day. There's a stack in Corsica, but it seems to be pretty content to not do anything for some reason. Not really sure why, but do whatever you want. I'm fine with that. And this should be pretty easy because, remember, they're the attackers right now because the fort belongs to us, so they get the -1 penalty. And we still have better morale than them. So that was nice, and we knew that Venice were not going to come and defend them because they didn't do it last time for some reason either. Don't know why, they just didn't. So this is going really smoothly. I've got no qualms with it whatsoever. Like I said, we expected Milan to put the claim on these two provinces and then siege them out themselves. We don't really care, we're just not going to give it to them in the peace negotiation. I wonder how long we'll have to keep fighting Castile, though, before they'll be willing to do anything in terms of piecing out. Because we don't need to piece them out for a massive amount of benefit. We actually have a -2% war score against them, because I guess technically it's only Naples land that we're ruining. And I really don't fancy taking a stack of troops over to Castile. They have 32,000 troops somewhere. 11 are there, so that's 21,000 unaccounted for. And I assume they're in mainland Spain. That would be the smart thing. Doesn't mean it necessarily is true, but that's where you'd expect them to be. We don't have to stand on this stack for any longer. Where should we go? Is there anywhere nearby that needs sieging that actually has a fort on it? Because I don't really want to have to wander all the way over here. I mean, we can, I guess. I guess we'll go over to Rossello. It's not actually that far away, and we can at least kind of gauge what we're going to run into. I'd like to think Austria will hold down the fort over here. We'll see. We will certainly see. It'd be nice if we could get at least one of these sieged out and see if it changes their war enthusiasm from high. Because if they have high war enthusiasm, they are not piecing out. Doesn't matter how badly they're doing. I guess we can probably go to speed 4. They have tried to go back to de-siege that. We should go and deal with it. As much as I'd love to start trying to siege out another province, we should really make sure they don't de-siege this. Yeah, we can turn the speed up because we're not going to have any concerns about beating them. We clearly have way more troops. Yeah, they are now running away. We outnumber them that aggressively. I wish I could say like Milan with 11,000 troops stand here, because that would be enough to stop Aragon from coming back over and over and over again. But you can't do it. We could invest in the new Diplotech now. It is going to cost 35% more. But it still might be worth doing. How many days do I have to decide? 83? Yeah, I'll do it. Just to get the innovativeness up. The higher you can get your innovativeness up early, it's so helpful. It just makes everything cheaper. And considering we're going innovativeness, that will actually combine and combo very, very well. We don't need the 50 Diplo points really right now. We're just going to take a big boatload of cash. How far are we? No, we should wait. We want to get admin tech level 8. Because that is, if memory serves, yeah, a new building, but more importantly, it increases our governing capacity. We don't have a use of a huge amount right now, but we want to get our governing capacity up pretty high so that when we do start taking lands and making it states and things like that, we don't suffer any risk of any massive penalties. No troops sat there, so I guess we're safe for now. Bohemia did finally siege out Napoli. Do they count as a separate entity in this? No. They do count as the lesser party. We have 13% war score. Okay, so it does at least count towards Castile. So we are a positive war score against Castile now. And once Austria sieges out the province of Molise, then that will certainly help too. Okay, good. Austria came back here soon enough so that they can't let those troops escape. That's what we want to see. We want to see them trapped there. Take the prestige hit. That's fine. We still have positive prestige. Interesting that Austria's left my stack alone, though. Wonder where they're going. It's not like Austria itself. Oh, no. That's where a stack of Castilian troops are. That's probably what they're going to do. As a result, don't attach to me. I don't need you to. Oh, well, that's nice of the Ottomans. The Ottomans are going to go smack the Venetian stack for me. How very kind. Austria, if you could attack them for me, thank you. That is perfect. If I do this, it'll just flag the nobility below 30, but it will only be very temporarily. And yeah, now we're starting to siege out Castile itself, and that it can only be a good thing for our war score. I would rather somebody come over here and deal with this, though. Why is Austria not going to deal with that? I assume they have open borders with Constans. Well, I guess if that gets taken, they'll have an excuse to go over there. Can you complete this siege, please? Please? Anytime now. Didn't complete. I guess theirs didn't complete either, so at least there's that. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Okay, Castile still will not peace out, though. It's close. But they will not peace out yet. And I'm sure when they claim this province, they will be less inclined to. We did take the siege out of Rossello. That's a mountain. That is a dangerous province to try and siege. But we don't have a choice. Are you sure you won't peace out yet? Oh boy, they're a hard sell. I just want war reparations off them at this point. The amount of money they must make must be enormous. And if we can take out a stack of Spanish troops, that would be good. Don't get me wrong, that would be very good, because it would make it a lot harder for them to keep a hold of their... Oh, that was terrible timing. Oh my lord. So Castile completed that siege, which means when Austria attacked, they became the attacker. So they get the penalty, and they have less troops already. So that is an absolute disaster that just unfolded there. Yeah, they were definitely going to lose that fight. We can get an ability. We actually can start a golden age too, if we wanted to. Because yeah, we have our capital that's a province. It's got 30 development. We did embrace Renaissance. We've humiliated a rival. So we have 3 of these, and you have to have 3 in an era to be able to use a golden age. But we're not going to do this yet. What do we want to do? So if we went +1 terrain in capital terrain, what is it's grassland. War taxes, that would just make it make us a bit more money. Honestly, we're going to do that, because it means the grassland will be even more dangerous. Is Austria going to try and de-siege that province? Certainly hope so. Aragon has gone back to trying to de-siege Treviso. So I assume Austria's going to go deal with that. Yes, they are. Once we complete this siege, we want to get the hell out of Dodge. Because sitting on a mountain while we're sieging is very, very scary. Yeah, they are de-sieging that. Okay, perfect. 19,000 troops sat in Corsica. All doing diddly squat. Venice will peace out now, but I don't want to peace them out until I can peace out Castile. They will peace out for a white peace, but at this point I've invested so much I want to get some money off them. I don't want land, although I could totally take this off them. It's not worth it right now. That would just be a guarantee of a reconquest war against me from them, and they are a lot stronger than I am. Austria might lose that fight too to Spain. They have the troop advantage. It's going to be pretty close. They actually won. Nice. Nice. That was very, very close. Can we do the siege? Can we do it this time? Nope. Just a disease outbreak. Just a disease outbreak. That's all. Nothing else. Come on. Oh, they're playing the AI's favorite game. One army wants to move, the other will move in if they do, so they decide not to over and over and over and over and over again. And it looks very, very silly. Very silly indeed. We can get a tier 4 reform for regionalism. Do we want a provincial government, which just makes it cheaper to maintain states? Do we want administrative divisions, which gives us much more governing capacity? Oh, we already had that one. I'm reading the wrong line. Oh boy. Good job this is the last video of the batch. We're actually going for separation of power. We can either go for the presidential system, which just makes it cheaper to embrace institutions, or we can do what's called parliamentarism. I was going to say parliamentarianism, but that's not what the word is. If we do that, it gives us less unrest. We can't have a nobility estate anymore. But it does give us a parliament. It's a more interesting option to pick, so we're going to pick it just so we can kind of show it more than anything else. So, how this works, based on your development, I believe, you have to have certain numbers of seats in your parliament. So, needless to say, we're going to give our first parliament seat to our capital. If you have a seat, it actually buffs the province by quite a lot. It gives 10% more production, tax, and manpower, so the 3 key bits of development, and some more sailors as well. So Bologna is going to become our first parliament seat, and we have to have a debate. If you have a parliament but you're not debating anything, you actually gain corruption, because I guess you're just kind of resting on your laurels, doing goodness knows what against the benefit of the nation. So we get to start a debate, and you get to pick. So, which of these is going to be the most useful for us? Definitely not an admiral. We don't need stability. We're at maximum stability already. Land attrition right now would actually be pretty good, and so would monthly autonomy change. So let's say we want to do quartering of troops. So what happens is over 10 years, there's going to be a time where the debate's actually happening. But you can kind of grease the wheels. So if we give the person in Bologna who's kind of representing the parliament 9 diplo power, we can just have it happen immediately because there's only 1 seat. So done. So for 10 years, we're going to get a bonus. Nice and easy. It gets much more expensive when you have bigger nation, as you can imagine. So that siege is done. Now what was, now how willing would they be? They would definitely give me war reparations, I'm sure. What else could we possibly want? I assume cancelling this would be 100%. Yeah. We would need 100% war score to cancel one of their vassals. So that's not going to happen. You can release some nations you'd never see, you'd never see this nation otherwise. But it's just way too expensive. They're a co-belligerent. They're not a co-belligerent, so that would be very, very expensive. So I do not want to do that. How much money would they pay me off? So I'd be able to get another 3 ticks. 1, 2, 3. Only 118 gold. We can probably hold out a little bit longer, honestly. And once Austria desieges that, we'll certainly have more war score. I guess we should move. Where do we want to go? Level 2, 4, level 3, 4. I guess we'll go to the coastline. It is, it's a dryland, not a farmland, so we don't get our bonus in terrain. But that's fine. We can keep going. We're actually, really we don't have any resistance at all at this point. How many troops does Castile have? 27,000. Well, 12 of them are there. So I'm not worried about anything that they can do right now. This is going smooth as silk. And I guess because the war is going so well, you're getting a nice longer episode. I would like to get this war done before we end. I think that's a fair thing to, you know, expect. So let's see if we can get there. Come on. Yeah, man. Once we get this de-sieged, I think we'll be pretty good for war score. I think we ought to get at least some money out of them. We're not going to go for military tech 8 yet. We don't need to. 1, 2, 3, 4. We should be able to get at least that much more. Are we okay with that much money at this point? Honestly, I think we're okay with it. I don't want to keep this dragging on forever because I don't want to run out of manpower. So we'll get Castile out. It's fine. And then we're going to go back, wait 12 days, and then we should be able to piece Venice out. And if I take these, how much... Okay, Venice, Mantua, Florence, that's fine. We can totally eat that. That's okay. Alright, and we want to humiliate them, get some war reps, and get some money. And done. We don't get a lot of money out of that. But we do end up with some more land, which we'll deal with next time. So if you did enjoy watching the video, I'd appreciate a like, subscribe, let me know. You may have not had a little bit of volume there temporarily. I guess the game just decided to have back-to-back super quiet songs. So I hope you enjoyed the maybe Dorset, maybe gravel tones of my voice. So I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care now.